Hello children, through this video you are going to learn about Bohr's atomic model. Okay, who is Bohr? Yes, his full name is Niels Bohr and he is a Danish physicist. He proposed the atomic model in the year 1913. Present what the atomic model we are using is called Niels Bohr atomic model. Just look at the picture. He is a Niels Bohr, the scientist who gave the present concept of the structure of atom. Okay, now, and according to him, he suggested that the positively charged particles and neutral charged neutrons are presented at the center of the atom, and this portion is known as a nucleus. What is a nucleus? Nucleus is a portion where the positively charged protons and neutral charged neutrons are located like a dense center at the center of an atom, and negatively charged electrons are revolving around the nucleus. Negatively charged electrons are revolving around the nucleus. Yes, this is a typical structure that given by the scientist Niels Bohr in the year 1913, and according to him this is a Niels Bohr atomic model. According to him, the atom is a spherical one. Atom is a spherical in shape, and positively charged protons and neutral charged neutrons are located at the center of an atom is known as a nucleus, and electrons are revolving around the nucleus in a circular pattern. Yes, and these are known as orbits. We can call this orbits or energy shells. Now he gave names to these orbits. He gave a name as 1. N equal to 1 means first orbit. What is n here? Orbit number. Orbit number, we can call these orbits, shells, energy shell. Okay, by using any one of the name we can give. And this is a first orbit, second orbit, third orbit, fourth orbit, and so on. The number of orbits are present inside an atom that depend upon number of protons and electrons that present in the atom. It is not fixed to 4. Number of atoms, number of orbits are present that depend upon number of protons and electrons that present inside an atom. So this is given by using the number, and it can be named, the orbit can be named by using K, L, M and N. These are called K, L, M and shells. What is K shell? K shell is nothing but it is first orbit. L is nothing but second orbit. M is a third orbit and N is a fourth orbit. These orbits can also be named as energy shells. That's the reason they give a name as E1, E2, E3, E4. E1 is first energy shell, second energy shell, third energy shell and fourth energy shell. So by using any one of the name we can give the name to an orbit of an atom. So this is a Bohr's model of the atom. Yes. Now what is the drawback of Rutherford? What is a drawback? See here, Rutherford atomic model, he unable to explain the stationary state of an atom. Bohr is explained the stationary state or stability of an atom. Yes, now here if you see here, these are called energy shells. I said no, even the energy of the first shell is less than energy of the second shell. Energy of the second shell is less than the energy of the third shell, and so on. So here we are considering the energy level. E1 energy is less than E2, E2 energy is less than E3, E3 energy is less than E4. Means as the orbit number increases, its energy level also increases. Okay. Now electrons are revolving around the nucleus, right? Electrons, these dots are there, no? These are electrons. Electrons are revolving around the nucleus. And see here, whatever the first, second, third and fourth shells are there, these are called stationary orbits or stationary shells or stationary energy level. What are these orbit? N equal to 1, n equal to 2. These are called stationary orbits. Okay, that will not change, that remains same. The energy of an electron remains same until unless it is present in that stationary orbit. Means whatever the electron present in the first orbit possesses the energy, it has the same energy until unless it stays in that orbit. Okay. Some of the times here the electron may move to the first orbit to the second orbit, and it may come from the second orbit to the first orbit. There is a possibility of moving of electrons from lower energy state to the higher energy state, or higher energy state to the lower energy state. Here if you compare the first orbit and second orbit, first orbit is called lower energy state, second orbit is called higher energy state, in between first and two. If you compare second orbit and third orbit become higher energy state and second orbit become lower energy state. Like that, the electron may move from or jump from higher energy state to the lower energy state and lower energy to the higher energy state. Now, for example, yes, if you consider delta E is nothing but change, equals to E high minus E low, which equal to h nu. What is h here? H is nothing but Planck's constant. Planck is a scientist. He given some constant value to the energy, that is called as a Planck's constant. What is mu? Mu is the frequency. What is frequency? Frequency is nothing but the energy which is released by the electron when it is jumping from lower energy state to the higher energy state. In the lower to the higher, it gains energy. When it is gaining, the energy is in the form of a wave. The energy released or the energy absorbed is in the form of a wave. What is the frequency? Number of vibrations that made per second. Okay, frequency. Yes, that wave possesses a frequency. So here, when it is jumping from lower energy state to the higher energy state, then here what is lower energy state here? The lower energy state is here, it is E1. And what is it? This is E2. Okay, E2 is a higher energy state and E1 is a lower energy state. So here what is delta E? The difference in the energy levels. Means second orbit possesses higher energy, first orbit possesses lower energy. Higher energy minus lower energy. Suppose it is 2, it is 1. 2 minus 1 is 1. See, 1 is the difference of energy. That is called delta E. Delta E is nothing but this is E2 minus E1. That is, here you see, E high, that is energy in the higher orbit minus energy in the lower orbit. Always its value comes to be h into nu. This much amount of energy always. If you consider E2 minus E1 is h nu. E3 minus E2 is also h nu. When electron is moved from or jump from lower energy orbit to the higher energy orbit, it is absorbed. Lower to the higher, energy will be absorbed. How much amount of energy is absorbing? H nu amount of energy is absorbing. Similarly, if the electron is jumping from, this is from lower energy to the higher energy. If it is jumping from higher energy to the lower energy, then what happens? Energy will be released. It is moving from lower to higher, energy is absorbed. How much amount of energy is absorbing? E2 minus E1, that is h nu amount of energy is absorbing. When it is jumping to the higher, up. When it is coming down, higher to the lower, then energy is releasing. What happens? Energy is released. How much amount of energy it is releasing? Here, what is a higher energy state here? E2. What is a lower energy state here? E1. So here delta E is nothing but E2 minus E1, that is h nu amount of energy is released when it is coming down to the lower energy state. When it is going up to the higher energy state, h nu amount of energy is absorbing. When it is coming down to the lower energy state, then it is releasing same h nu amount of energy is released. So, like that, the electron is stable and it have the stable energy. The electron is stable and it will have stable energy when it is in the stationary orbit only. It may be the first orbit, electrons of the second orbit, or electrons of the third orbit. The electrons have stationary energy when it is revolving and remain in the stationary orbit. But some of the times the electron may it required to jump from lower energy to the higher energy. Lower to the higher energy it may jump, then it is absorbing E2 minus E1, that is h nu amount of energy. And when it is coming down higher to the lower, same difference in the energy, E2 minus E1 is h nu amount of energy is released. Yes, so like that, absorbing or releasing of energy is taking place when electrons are moving to the higher orbits or electrons are coming to the lower orbit. Same case will be observed when electrons are coming from second to the third or third to the first. Yes, like that, energy releasing or energy absorbing is taking place when electrons are coming to the lower energy shell or electrons are moving to the higher energy shell. This higher energy shell is also be known as excited state. Okay, so like that, doing so, there is the electrons and the atom remain stable and constant. Like this, Niels Bohr explained the atomic model, and his atomic model is known as Bohr's model of the atom. This is about Niels Bohr atomic model, and these all are the postulates. Again, I am summarizing all the postulates of Bohr's atomic model. According to the Bohr, atom is a spherical. First point, atom is a spherical in shape, and positively charged protons, neutral charged neutrons are located at the center of an atom, and this center is called as a nucleus. Okay, what is the first point? First point is atom is spherical in shape. Second point is nucleus is located at the center of an atom with positive charges and neutral charged nucleons. This is second point. And what is the third point? Third point is nothing but he given name to these orbits. that is n equals to 1. What is n here? N is orbit number. N equal to 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. Similarly, he named with alphabets K, L, M, N and so on. And he named these orbits as energy shell. That's the reason he given name E1, E2, E3, E4. By using any one of the name, we can give the naming to the orbit. Okay, this is another point. And next point is that these are called energy shells. Why these are called energy shells? These are called energy shell because until unless the electron remains in this orbit, until unless the electrons are remain in this orbit, it poses constant energy. That's the reason these are called energy shells or constant or stationary energy cell. Until unless the electrons is in this energy shell, it have the same amount of energy. Okay, this is one. And another one, here the electron is revolving in circular pattern, but when the electrons are excited and a stage come to move from lower energy shell to the higher, sometime it also happens to move from higher energy to the lower. At that time, the difference amount of energy of the energy shells is absorbed or released. How much amount of energy absorbed or released? See here, delta E, that is change in energy, equal to higher energy state, energy in the higher energy orbit minus energy in the lower energy orbit equal to h nu. This much amount of energy it is absorbing when it is moving from lower energy state to the higher energy state. Then delta E is equal to h nu amount of energy is releasing when it is moving from higher energy state to the lower energy state. And here what is h? H is a Planck's constant and mu is a frequency of radiation. With how much amount of frequency the energy is radiating is known as a frequency. Yes, so these are the postulate that given by the Niels Bohr, and this is his atomic model, Niels Bohr atomic model or model of the atom.